And noise will be made here in Breda. Pier 15 is rocking for some PWH, for some Pro Wrestling Holland. And we're kicking off the festivities here. With one hell of a party wherever the VCC and Tom Barong Chong are. Well, there's going to be a party. I can't extend the same towards Fayez Aguila right there. Ahmed Tamasi here on your English language commentary as the first collar and elbow tie-up of the evening begins. As Fayez Aguila kicking things off for his team, of course joined by Jonas Jones and G Sharp. It will be Daniel Akindele kicking things off for the VCC, and Chong. Oh, incredible motion there by Akindele, but Aguila, who needs no extra reason to be frustrated, finds a bit of a counter, puts him in the corner, and gets that chop off. There goes. Over, and a roll there by Akindele. A pure motion there. Aguila in deep, deep trouble, finds his way out and gets a desperate tag onto Jonas Jones. Oh, picking up right where we left off. Another arm drag, wonderfully done there by Akindele to tag in his partner as part of the VCC. Tags in Ahuka. Now, one thing's for sure, the VCC are here for a party. And one hell of a party PWH is going to deliver here at Pier 15 in Breda. We're going to have a television title match on the card as a quick kick out comes in here from Ahuka. It'll be Tank defending that PWH television championship later on against Joel Fox. PWH tag team championship match as the Fleming Bros, hold on, cover there from Ahuka. Could have had Jones in that moment. The Fleming Bros are going to be defending against the imposing Praetorians. And of course, the PWH Heavyweight Championship will be defended in a four-way by the equally as dominant Jern Simmons against Brandon Bands, Lorenzo Lina, and men like Doris as Ahuka could be putting a pin into this first match and a kick out from Jonas Jones. Well, those are all our championship matches. Our main event, fittingly, we will bid farewell to one of the icons of Dutch professional wrestling of this last generation. Tengkwa will face off against Emil Sitoci in a career versus career match. And if the VCC keep up action like that, their tag team career is going to reach the same heights. Here comes Aguila. There goes Aguila. Akindele lands on that apron. Manages to dodge, gets the kickoff. Ahuka sets up that VCC combo right there. Back suplex. Oh my God, look at what a unit the VCC is. On that same page. Never mind the same page, on the same paragraph on that damn page. Jonas Jones coming back in. What a slam there, what a toss by Akindele as the first tag onto G Sharp. Well, the VCC have gotten their warm-up in. Maybe. Now it's time for a tag for Tom Barong Chong. G Sharp and Barong Chong. Going back and forth in that wrist lock, trying to gain that upper hand. Chong, a veteran of the Dutch scene as well. As they're just going back and forth. Neither man wants to let up. In the end, it looks like, oh, I was about to say, it looked like it was G Sharp. Chong now putting a little bit of flash on there. Sharp, well, it was flashy, but I guess maybe not just a little bit of flash, but also a bit of grit right there. Tom Barong, one of the PWH Academy coaches. Now, G-Sharp gets that roll in. Wonderfully done to cradle back in. And again, the crucifix now into that pinning position once again. This is going back and forth. Two incredibly technically apt wrestlers there. La Magistral into that cover here for Barong, and another kick out once more. Now this pace quickening that much more. Sunset flip set up. Sharp trying to hold himself down. Rolls backwards into it. Gets a boot straight to the face. Chong might be out cold. It looks like every time that Chong starts to shine, every time that it seems like he might have Sharp, Sharps comes back with a, well, no pun intended, a sharp strike to slow him down once more. Well, moving now onto the power section. Look at that. Immense strength from Tom Barong puts him in that position. Pulling down on the arms, those shoulder blades. All that torque on those rotator cuffs is Aguila. He's frustrated once more, tries to get back in, and that'll allow G-Sharp to gain the advantage. That momentary distraction is all it'll take. Things are looking a lot more dire now for Tom Barong. I think this is exactly what the team of Jones, Aguila, and Sharp wanted. Make sure that now you slow down the pace. You realize in those first few minutes, they were really struggling with that quickened pace. The VCC and Chong so incredibly apt technically, outclassed. But now that they can slow things down, maybe they can isolate Chong and work him over. Not even allow them to quicken that pace again. Grit and grime might be the way to go. Choked out here as our referee warns Sharp. 20 years. It is our 20-year anniversary here at PWH. Tag now comes into Aguila. What a way to celebrate 20 years. The cover comes in from Aguila and a kick out here at Pier 15 in Breda. In the Netherlands, 700 plus fans in attendance. Now Chong trying to fight back and the kick back down from Aguila. Aguila back onto the cover here again. Another kick out by Tom Barong, but he's going to need that tag right now. There's 700 plus fans here in the arena at Pier 15. That tells you just what an established brand PWH is in the Netherlands. The immense amount of growth. Very much the premier promotion here in the Netherlands. And one of the main places you want to be on mainland Europe. So if you're new here, there's going to be a ton of reasons to stick around. And Chong not looking to stick around right now as he needs to tag. He's looking for the tag. He really needs it. Fayaz Aguila coming in, trying to cut him off himself. Tag now on Akindele. In the pivotal moment, Chong gets the tag that he so desperately needed. And like I said before, now that pace starting to quicken again. Looking for a suplex is Aguila. Akindele can shift his weight down, lands on his feet. Swing and a miss from the man from Bayern. Taken down into that driver by Akindele. G-Sharp in and right back out. What a tumble there. Jonas Jones, I think he was trying to rush Akindele. Akindele caught the leg. What an exploder. I think the cliche is high octane, but that's exactly what you're getting here. And this opening bout is Akindele, a one-man army. The cover, is it enough? No, now it's Sharp and Jones both coming in to slow things down. Here comes Ahuka, here comes Chong. This is flying off the hinges, and the night's barely begun. Yeah, good luck. I'm happy I'm not our official here. Well, Chong takes a swing. The headbutt comes right back from Aguila. Oh, Chong almost tumbles out of the ring, gets himself and gets that vicious clothesline. Here comes Jones. He's a master of all the angles. And in that angle, he comes up victorious. A hookah. May as well say a prayer. A knee right to the face. Lifts up Jones and drops him right on top of his head. A hookah celebrating, but in the back, G Sharp already setting up. Mobility there is one up kick right there out of nowhere. This man was trained by Brian Kendrick, and you see it right there. Sliced bread delivered. A swing and a kick, super kick right back from Akindele. This pace, absolutely flaming. Aguila now back in. Hold on, that was an attack right to the eyes. A warning there from a referee, but Aguila's going to capitalize. You see Aguila barking at Sharp. Sharp climbing up to the top. Oh, hold on. Here comes Chong. Here comes Tom Baron Chong. Superplex. And that was high risk, but my goodness, did it backfire. They look to put a pin in things real quick. Aguila now looks like he has no clue where to go. Well, never mind. I think he's just found his clue. Ahuka sidesteps. Aguila takes out his own partner and gets stunned in the process. Now the VCC can do what they do best. Feeling froggy into the neck breaker, the cover, and the win. And what a way to kick off PWH here in Breda. Absolutely blazing opening bout. And in the end, it is the unit of the VCC alongside their alliance with Chong that pick up the win. And if this is a sign of things to come, we're in for one hell of a night. The action rolls on here at PWH. It looks like Valen Cage, the young Belgian, is going to get his first taste of the Alpha of the Sahara. Well, let's hope that youth doesn't come with a level of naivete, because well, this snake is one that'll bite you, but there you go. There it is. That's the Zafaramine we know and hate. Offering that handshake onto Valen Cage, who unfortunately doesn't seem to have done his homework on Amin, which could prove to be absolutely venomous. Amin has been around for so long, and he knows so many tricks. Amin still has Cage in that headlock as Cage Explosive as he is, the young Belgian. Oh, wonderfully done. Has him down in that position, that front face lock. You see there, Amin scrambling. Finds his way out. Wonderfully done there by Cage into the cover and a kick out. Cage, he might be young, he might be slightly inexperienced, but still quite dangerous. He might be compact, but he's got a lot of strength in that frame, like a torpedo, with how explosive he can be. I mean, up and over, ducks under, does Cage, and what a enziguri. What a quick motion, no hesitation there from the Alpha Sahara to strike. Blocked by Cage as the back elbow comes back in and clothesline. Cage, that's that explosive that I talked about before as the cover comes in and a kick out. Cage looks like he's starting to build up the advantage, but he's going to need to hold through. Amin manages to sidestep, move out of the way. Amin himself, a former PWH television champion, held the championship for 133 days. Otherwise, he has been a multiple-time world champion in Hungary as the cover comes in and a shoulder up. However, as an individual that you can only trust as far as you can throw him, and I don't know how strong you guys are, but I couldn't throw him very far. Cage in that corner, sent over to the other side, and rushing right back is Amin. This match has gone back and forth, and Valon Cage has done a great job of managing to keep this close, but that might be the difference maker right there. Your face going into that turnbuckle. As now the cover, is it the win? No, the kick out. I mean, a clothesline to the back of your neck like that, that'll shake you. That'll give you whiplash. Not only is your head just gonna fly all over, but that damage to the top of your shoulders, to the base of your neck, it'll take a lot of power out of you. It'll rattle your spine real good, just like his chest is being rattled with that chop. Amin seems to think that it's over, but another kick out there by Cage. In that moment, seemed like more so out of desperation than anything, going in for another cover. I think, arguing with a referee, he's wasting a good amount of time as Cage is making his way back up to his feet. What is Amin doing? Keep your eyes on the prize. I think he has a habit of trying to shake down referees. Trying to intimidate, play mind games, not just with his opponent, but with the official as well. I think that was a mistake by Amin. He's wasted too much time. He's given Cage too much of an opportunity. And that's the problem that Amin faces sometimes. That's why he faces these obstacles every once in a while in his career. He's always looking for the easiest path instead of staying on top of things when he has the advantage. In that moment, with that clothesline, almost got the win. Still, though, the kick out coming in from Valon Cage. See him sitting there pondering what his next step is going to be. Cage has been a figure here at PWH since 2024, since April. There's Amin now. Looks like he's letting himself be antagonized, not just by the crowd and by the official, but by basically every living organism here at Pier 15. Here comes, he's looking for that. He was looking for it, but that scissor kick didn't get delivered. The power bomb instead from Cage. And again, I have to say it, it's Amin allowing his ego to get in the way of things. He might have had the match won at this point. Sometimes he's his own worst enemy. Back and forth there between Amin and Cage. A whipped in counter. What a German suplex there by Valon Cage. Now here comes that speed, that head of steam that Valon Cage can build up. It can turn into one hell of a flurry. What a rotating discus clothesline! I mean, almost got tumbled in the air twice, and somehow he comes up with a kick out. Somehow he comes up with a kick out. Now look, I've talked about all the mistakes that he's let his pride, his ego make. One thing you can't take away from him as much as you'd like to is his endurance, his resistance, his resilience. I mean, finds the kick out, might have been just instinct. He looks like he's dazed. Cage trying to load him up on that shoulder. I mean, saves himself, gets that blow to the back of the spine, lifts him up. Gets that German suplex. This time the scissor kick connects. A cover for Amin. And that'll be it. No, a kick out by Cage. A kick out by Cage. He was looking for that mirage kick, that scissor kick that he always likes to use. That mirage kick was delivered, but it wasn't enough. Trying to load up Cage in that moment. Instead, the boot comes up from the young Belgian. Cage loads him up this time. I talked about all the strength in that compact core. Brings all the weight crashing down. The cover. Is it the win? No, still the kick out from Amin. Well, this has been a physical affair between both Amin and Cage. There can only be one winner, and in this moment, it looks like it's going to be Cage. And we've seen him go for that splash from the ground floor, now from the top floor. Amin, however, I think he was playing possum. Amin was biding his time. Might have Cage in the prime position. An elbow right to the top of the head there. I mean, you look at that malicious intent in his eyes after that hit. That might have only angered him. Turns around. Going full tilt, climbing up. Again, fended off by Cage. Cage needs to... he can't waste too much more time. He needs to use it. This is his moment. This is his opportunity. He's right up at that top. Oh, what a shooting star press, but he misses. He took too long. And now, the Alpha, the Sahara, is going to make him pay. Loaded him up, lifted up, into that package pile driver. Dropped on his head. This snake has one hell of a venomous bite. Well, Zafar Amin tried to play with his food a little too much, almost cost him on a couple of occasions. But once again, he pulls through and he shows exactly why he is so dangerous, so highly touted here at Pro Wrestling Holland. for the first of quite a few title matches we're going to be seeing here tonight. The PWH Television Championship will be on the line as Tank once again set to defend it. Tank has been quite the entity here at Pro Wrestling Holland. You hear all these fans right behind her as she faces off against Joelle Fox. The immense strength of Tank is one of the reasons why she's held that championship for 287 days. She's defended it against all oncomers. Whether it be Fea Zagila or Yuma Payne, who will be competing for World Tag Team Championship later on, alongside his tag team partner and one of the Netherlands' biggest veterans and greatest veterans, Michael Dante, the Praetorians. For now, for tonight, for this match, it'll be Joelle Fox. We'll have the opportunity there. You see Fox in the first couple of exchanges not getting the upper hand against Tank, and instead now going real low, trying to use those ropes to his advantage, with Tank quick to recover. And in the champion's form that she's been in, she'll be real difficult to stop. Tank, what a body slam there. Throws Fox right down onto the base of his spine. The Tank puts him right up on her shoulders, twisting him around, but instead Fox uses that weight to bring himself back down. What a boot right back up from Tank. The cover and a kick out. And you see with every motion, Tank is very much determined to leave Breda with that championship. The worldwide following Tank has, one of the most popular female wrestlers in the entirety of the Netherlands. There goes those clowns right on top on that apron. Rami Romeo. Looks like that distraction has given their partner the exact break that he needs. Fox now going right after Tank. Look at that, the boot right to the throat, being warned here, being penalized by a referee. He should be careful. Cover comes in here from Fox and a shoulder up by Tank. And just as quickly as he's gotten the advantage here, and just as quickly it seems like it's gone to his head. Fox toying with Tank, and now Tank is going to make him pay for it. What a kick right there, that single-legged drop kick. Delivered. Cover here and a shoulder up, and I think that's the issue. Tank has to pay attention, not just to her opponent, not just to Fox, but also to Rami Romeo and to George Medelson, to the safe space on the outside. It sure as hell isn't a safe space for Tank. Right there, just exactly what I'm talking about. There you see that distraction coming in from George Medelson, and now Romeo with that cheap shot. That's exactly what I meant. It's a safe space for Fox, but it definitely isn't for Tank. We know these three individuals, there's no level they won't stoop to get a little bit of gold. With the PWH Television Championship hanging in the balance, Fox is going to do his damnedest to make sure he brings it home to the safe spaces. You see him holding on now, trying to choke out Tank, but look at that. Tank right back up to her feet. Uh-oh. He jumps up on her shoulders, and you notice in her body language, you see her facial expressions. It's almost like she's saying, all right, bring it on. Wakes her up. Tank now into those ropes and comes back, trying to charge through. Fox ends up going shoulder first into that metal ring post. Fox now might have her exactly where he wants her. A double underhook. Tank frees herself real quick. A blow right to the back. Tank once again frees herself. Back body drop. You see there Romeo getting real jumpy, getting real nervous for his partner. Tank rushes in a second time. And now again bringing that hip right onto Fox. And you hear the echoes here of the fans at Pier 15 all chanting for Tank. But you got to say, she's low on fuel. You can notice she's getting tired. She's been through quite a bit. Is it going to be enough this last flurry? No, still the kick out from Fox. And you got to ask yourself, has she possibly expended too much energy to put Fox into that position? You see there, trying to push through. Well, Fox manages to create the separation just enough to get that kick. And that length, that tall frame of Fox is going to allow him to get the kick from further away. Tank trying to go for the spear. Instead, takes a knee right to the face. She might be out. She's dazed, she's confused, but she powers through and gets the spear. Fox may have celebrated too early. Hold on a sec. Romeo, that little slime ball. He's just come up and pulled his partner's leg onto the ropes. He's just saved the match for Joel Fox. Yeah, he's not one for subtlety, is he? He's up on that turnbuckle. I think he hasn't realized that there's no invisible barrier there. Tank can still dole out some punishment, and Tank is now chasing after Romeo. You see, Fox is still he's still incapacitated, and Tank is just going after Romeo. Attacked from behind by Medelson. What a stupid idea. He might be a doctor, but I'm pretty sure he got that certificate online. That might have been one of the dumbest things you could have possibly done right there. Well, Tank has just dismantled the safe space on the outside, and it looks like Fox is still groggy. He's still out. Hold on, Romeo. Still not done. Romeo still wants more to do with it. Hold on, that damn powder. That damn powder. He's just blinded Tank. He's just blinded Tank. And Fox was playing possum all along. A highway robbery here in Breda. Joel Fox, yeah, you better run. You better get out of the ring as quick as possible, because as soon as Tank comes through, you're in a world of trouble. Well, Joel Fox and the safe space have just stolen that television championship. But I'm sure there's going to be consequences to come. Well, after the television championship was just traded hands, I think the Praetorians see themselves now as future PWH Tag Team Champions. This match is kicked off real quick. The Praetorians will be competing here against Axel Starr and Scotty Valentine, the Flaming Bros. It looks like things aren't kicking off great for the Praetorians. There's Payne now. Got with a kick, and that leg taken down by Starr. There we go, that leg drop into the splash. The Flaming Bros. Hold on a second, not too early. Here comes Michael Dante. Back and forth there between Dante and Starr. Dante and Starr. Ducks under, does Starr, comes right back this time with a bit of steam behind him, taking down the big man. And look at that strength to lift up and slam Dante. Flying into that clothesline, close to the ground, the cover isn't enough, not yet. Oh goodness. This match is kicking off at a fiery pace as now it's a tag onto both Payne and Valentine. PWH Tag Team Champions since the 27th of February 2026. They've held it for nearly this entire year, having won it off of the VCC. And I'm pretty sure, to make that 100% sure, the Flaming Bros aren't done holding that championship. Those blows coming right back there. Now again, Valentine trying to catch Payne off guard. I don't think that snake bite's doing exactly what you think it is. Valentine having his fun, but nearly caught off by Payne though. Go out to the cover again to retain for the Flaming Bros and a kick out. Since then, they've defended that PWH Tag Team Championship on a couple of occasions. They defended against Fea Zagila and Jonas Jones, who we saw in the opener tonight, and defended against the Circus, who we will be seeing later on tonight. For their first defense against the Praetorians, a whole new challenge for the Flaming Bros. And while Michael Dante caught the attention of the referee, you see there Payne using the ropes to make sure that Valentine couldn't take flight. In the meantime, Axel Starr has also been taken out. Well, that's just how dangerous the Praetorians are. They're not just big, they're not just powerful, but they're also very intelligent. See now the tag onto Dante. Dante himself, a very established tag team wrestler over his career. Been all around, not just here in the Netherlands, but all around Europe, including in Germany as well. Very much remembered for his time tagging alongside Tommy End, otherwise known as Aleister Black or Malachi Black. Very dominant tag team of his days, and now as part of the Praetorians. Been quite dominant since 2019, since they got together. Sent into those ropes and caught right off all that way. You see there Dante. As a cover comes in from Payne. Dante was goading Axel Starr. Thankfully, Starr didn't take the bait, because who knows what they had planned. Payne gets Valentine up. Slams him right back down. That's where the Praetorians are so dangerous. Cover comes in. Is it enough? No, the shoulder comes right back up. The Praetorians have been PWH Tag Team Champions on 3 separate occasions. They're going to be looking to get back on form. See again, bending the rules over and over again are the Praetorians. I think at this point, saying they're bending the rules is starting to become generous. See that headband now taken off and put onto Payne's head. I think, I was about to say they were getting a little overconfident. They were starting to get a little too sure of themselves is what I was going to say, but they do in fact stay right on top of things. Using taking that headband as a trophy. One thing's for certain, Valentine is going to need a tag very, very soon. That discus clothesline from Dante. Now that splash, all that weight coming right down from Payne as the cover comes in to become champions, and still the kick out. And near fall there. Dante gets another kick on there, and that's the thing. I think it's going to get real dangerous for Valentine and for Star's hopes of becoming remaining champions for as long as Valentine remains the legal man in this match. Things are getting real difficult. He's being grinded into dust. As now you see Dante. There's that mean streak of Dante that we've been seeing this whole match, putting all the weight down. Valentine desperately needs the tag now. Trapping that one arm, grabbing the other. Chop coming in there now from Payne. Systematically working over Scotty Valentine. But that's exactly how you do it. That's how you remain in control. That's how you remain dominant in a tag team match. You make sure you isolate your opponent. You don't give them a break while you stay fresh. And again, with all that mass that the Praetorians have, all that mass that they're throwing around, every impact is taking the wind out of Valentine. That much more, but he comes back. Maybe through desperation, maybe through instinct, but he gets that cutter. A critical moment, a critical pivot for the Flamingos. The count is on. Valentine needs it. Valentine gets it. The tag onto Star. The tag onto Dante. And now Axel Star, who's been boiling to get into this match, he's finally in there. And this is when the Flamingos really get dangerous. One of the most popular Dutch tag teams ever. When they start to get into that ravenous mood, when the crowd starts to get behind them, it can turn into a frenzy. And a frenzy, you'll get the stage dive there from Star, the cover. Only a 2 count. Star now has Valentine in his corner once more. Can tag his tag team partner in. Valentine is taking a lot of damage thus far in this match, but I think he realizes this is an important pivot, an important moment in this match where he needs to be tagged in. The cover and a kick out by Payne. Hold on, Dante is coming right back in. Dante ducks under. Hold on, a spear right through Axel Star. And a super kick coming in from Scotty Valentine. Hold on, Payne is right back up to his feet. Into that black hole slam. Drapes himself on top. The cover. Is it enough? And a shoulder up by Scotty Valentine. And Payne was out of energy. If he had enough energy to put a little more weight on the shoulders to hook a leg, that would have been it. You hear those jeers, those boos coming in from the fans here at Pier 15. This could be deadly for the Flamingbros. Well, Michael Dante, I think, trying to run interception, trying to make sure that Payne can scale up to the top. But in the end, Starr uses Dante against his own partner. And now Payne in the most precarious of positions. Valentine flying across. Starr has Payne. All that weight crashes down from that superplex. Valentine on top. That's Swanton, the cover, and the title retained here in Breda. They didn't just survive, they shined. The Flamingbros prove that the party keeps on going. They're not just one of the most popular tag teams, but they're one of the best on Dutch soil. And the Flamingbros tour will roll on to another city near you. Get your tickets, because it's one hell of a party wherever they roll through.
PWH on Pro Wrestling Holland's birthday. Oh, isn't that nice?
It looks like this match is gonna kick off real fiery. Adrian Lemstra, Hyena, and there's Julia, the PWH Women's Champion. We're facing off against the Circus, Baltazar, Gridlock, and the Conspiracy. It looks like this conspiracy is getting debunked real quick. Lemstra using that power. Lemstra now coming right back in to that splash. The cover, is it enough? Not yet. A very quick tag now. It's a tag onto Baltazar. To that his own corner, sidestep by Lemstra. The tag now onto Hyena. Onto Wes. That Hyena coming right for some meat. Kick out coming in. Has him up right on the shoulders. Rushes in, does Hyena. Looks like the circus is running out of clowns because here comes Gridlock. However, doesn't look like the situation has changed much. Tag now onto Julia, very much a very beloved figure here at PWH. Reverse there, boot comes right back up, catches Gridlock. Double flying boot. Boot right to the face as the cover comes in and the kick out coming in. Julia in deep, deep trouble. Looks like that trouble's going to get even worse as Gridlock is getting right back up to his feet. You see there Hyena trying to come in, trying to get Julia to the side. I mean, all that weight landing right onto her spine. Things are going to get real difficult. Gridlock allowing them to get into position, getting right on top of things once more. Now tagging a knee right to the face. Lemstra, the legal man, being covered here, and still the kick out coming in. Cover once more and another kick out there. Baltazar staying right on top of things here. The tag now. A conspiracy tagged in as that blow getting right onto Adrian Lemstra. Punch right there brings Lemstra right back down. And we've seen quite a few matches tonight, but in this situation, 3-on-3, quite a bit of chaos still to come, however. Not to forget, the PWH Heavyweight Championship will be defended in a four-way. Jurn Simmons against Brandon Bands, Lorenzo Lina, and man like Doris. Of course, one career will hang in the balance, or both careers will hang in the balance. Emil Satoshi versus Tengkwa, an end of one of Dutch wrestling's greatest of this last generation. And the boots coming in now from Baltazar. Tag right back into the conspiracy. Hyena now allowing conspiracy to get under his skin. And whilst Lemstra is busy with Gridlock, conspiracy gets that clothesline, blindsides him. You can call it karma. In that moment, not enough for the cover for the victory. Conspiracy sends Lemstra. Oh, goodness, Lemstra goes throat first into that turnbuckle. Boots coming right down onto Lemstra. Tag now onto Baltazar. This is something they've done quite a couple times now. Those boots are being worn. Another tag. Now it's Conspiracy who's legal. And Julia. So Julia has had enough. Hyena's had enough. This match is flying off its hinges. Lemstra pulled into the middle, the cover and the shoulder up. Tag onto Gridlock. Lemstra gets the boot up, manages to make a little bit of distance. Now he's going to try to use that strength. That slam forwards. That front slam followed up by, what a hell of a spine buster. You see he's groggy, he needs that tag, and he gets it. Here comes the hyena. A boot straight onto Gridlock now sends him out of the ring. Here comes Baltazar, cut off. Wes teeing off of the circus. Here comes the conspiracy, and there goes the conspiracy. Wes now going right back after Gridlock, but there's Baltazar. And Julia now going after Gridlock. Wes climbing up. And he drops that leg right onto Gridlock. Here goes Baltazar once again. Baltazar right onto those shoulders, choking him out. And there you hear Renson, Maverick Renson, barking in the background as Julia now from the very top into that crossbody. It looks like they had a plan. Julia wants to be the missile here. Lifted up by Wes and tossed right outside. And now it's Wes, it's Julia, and it's Adrian Lemstra. Well, if he wasn't paranoid before, now he's definitely going to think there's a conspiracy off against him. Well, the third eye is not going to help you here. Poked him right in the third eye. She closed that third chakra real quick. Lemstra working as a stepping stool for that headbutt from Wes. And now that combo with both Lemstra, Wes, and Julia. Onto the cover for the win. Well, in the end, it was the victory for Lemstra, for Wes, and for Julia. The circus were up to all their dirty tricks. But in the end, no trick could help them overcome. They will celebrate here in Breda, but coming up, PWH Heavyweight Championship will be defended. Well, there you go. Finally, somebody shuts up Simmons. The match still hadn't officially started, so it's all legal. Considering how much he's been running his mouth, it's about time. Now, this match will kick off a four-way to decide the fate of the PWH Championship. There goes Brandon Bands, and now it's man like Darius and Lorenzo Lina. Going head-to-head in a four-way like this, in the chaos of a four-way like this, you're going to want to make sure you keep as much order as possible as these chops going back and forth between Lina, between Darius. Darius now firing off. Lina counters, sends Darius into that corner, and look at that intensity coming in from Lina. Hey, the man likes to party, but my goodness, when it's time to go, he can go. And that's exactly what we're seeing there. So Darius moves out of the way. A finger whack coming in, looking for that rebound clothesline instead. Catches him with that hip toss. Lina now into those ropes. Comes back with a senton onto Darius. Cover for the win. No, the kick out. Here comes Brandon Bands. Right on time. Lina has held that PWH Heavyweight Championship, and I think you can tell in this start of this match, he's coming in, planning on grabbing that championship once more. But hey, maybe we've had enough of past champions. Maybe it's time for a new face, a new young face. And that face could be Brandon Bands. Bands coming right back with a boot right up. Bands has had an opportunity for that PWH Heavyweight Championship against Jörn Simmons all the way back in February at Amersfoort. Simmons defeated Bands on that night. Chance now for Bands to finally pick up his first championship here at PWH. What a German suplex right onto the back of his head. Darius now setting him up. Back and forth between Bands and Darius. Darius grabbing a headlock now against the imposing Brandon Bands. And like Darius sent into those ropes and comes right back. Shoulder tackle brings down Bands. I think Darius realizes he has to keep his foot on the gas here. Now the 0-1-2-1 is represented here in Breda. Counter, Darius on fire. Body slam on down here from Darius. Darius now getting real jiggy with it. Doris has had so much success, has held championships in many, many places, but he's yet to hold the title here at Pro Wrestling Holland. He knows what the fans want to see. He gets dropped right back down from Simmons. It looks like Simmons is awake. The second time we've seen Doris here at PWH, and that tells you of his status, the fact that he's competing for a championship. But if you want to talk about championships, not just at PWH, but in Europe in general, that Jurn Simmons is the man to say, my God, that boot right up from Simmons. And we heard him talk early on, talk down to all of his opponents. Simmons isn't just a bunch of hot air. There's a lot of hot air there for sure, but it's not just that. It's a talent. It's dominance. For years, one of the top names, not just at PWH, not just in Holland, but in all of Europe. Putting all his weight right down. Oh, that's just how effortlessly Simmons dominates. A punch coming right back. Now Doris fighting back. It's that forearm in. Doris looking to whip Simmons into those ropes, but instead Simmons takes him right off of his feet, and handily so. The cover now. Is it enough? The shoulder up. Simmons, see there, maybe taking a little too much time, basking in the cheers of this crowd. Learns Lena back up onto that apron. Lena trying to fly across, but that right punch, that right blow from Simmons will knock you right down, especially if you're halfway up. Simmons, what a punch right there. All that weight coming in, all that force. Simmons grabbing Doris, and he singled out Doris thus far, ever since coming back and becoming active in this match. Lifts Doris right back up. Doris trying to counter. Simmons has that weight advantage, has that mass advantage. It's a back and forth here between Simmons and Doris. Who's going to come out on top? It looks like it's going to be the man from the 0121. Doris and Simmons in that ring, going back and forth. It looks like that suplex is taking a bit off of Simmons. Give him an opportunity. Punching back and forth. Sent into those ropes, countered there by Simmons. Simmons caught off. But for nearly 200 days, he's been a dominant champion. After taking the championship from Lena, maybe on his second appearance, it will be the day where man like Doris captures his first championship here in the Netherlands. But Doris, double boot right there, that shotgun drop kick. Almost just as impressively, Simmons is still on his feet. Doris rushing into that attack, into that corner, onto Simmons, but Simmons pushes him off onto that apron. Doris, I don't want to say it's been cat and mouse, but whenever Simmons has managed to get his hands on him and keep him grounded, things have looked bad for Doris, but now he can let his wings fly. He can soar. Took a little too much time. Simmons rushed at him. Gets him with that back body drop. Had the opportunity to spread his wings, and now he can't capitalize on Simmons because now Bands is right back in. Bands might still be disoriented from before we saw this position. The fans wanted to see it. He's dialing home, but he ain't dialing 619 home. Well, he ain't dialing nothing. Looks like there's no reception at Pier 15. Error bans. And bans. A name we're going to be hearing so much more about, not just here in the Netherlands, not just here at Pro Wrestling Holland, but in all of Europe. Looking to establish himself, looking to get that first career-defining win in what is going to be a long career, and not to be on that cover. You see their bands. I think, like I said, he's still disoriented from earlier. He's expended energy. Dries rolls out to the apron. Now it's the former champion, Lena. That's what it'll do to you. Those jabs, Lena. A little bit of spit, a little bit of elbow grease. And a little bit of cannonball action in that corner. Lena. What a tope, looking to go back to his winning form, looking to have gold around his waist. Once again, he felt the last time against Dries. This time he gets it. That rebound, that clothesline. But Simmons just in time. Simmons, after breaking up that count, you see him getting right back up to his feet. Stalking Lena, looking to send him into that corner. Lena manages to counter, gets a sturdy forearm right to the jaw of Simmons. Simmons up on that top turnbuckle. I think Lena might be celebrating already. Those hips are moving. But is he celebrating a little too early? It might be a mistake. It's a rare moment of clarity. I think it's given Simmons enough time to register just what danger he's in. He manages to fight off Lena. Simmons, though, it might have been the remainder of his energy. And now, already, the next wolf is at the door. Man like Dries. Maybe he'll have a little more luck. I think this is exactly the strategy. If Simmons takes that superplex in this position, he'll be incredibly vulnerable. Or maybe he'll be taken out of this match. You see Lena pointing. Lena realizes that Simmons right now is in a real vulnerable state. And in a match like this, sometimes you got to pick at the bones. Sometimes you got to make sure that at least one man is taken out of the equation. And if Simmons is taken out of the equation, that might be the most dangerous man in this match. And Bands sees his opportunity. Things are looking dire for Simmons. Bands could be the biggest winner here. All four men taken down. In this physical four-way match for the PWH Heavyweight Championship. We're at a 9 count. This match could be done. Hold on, all four men back up. Oh, hold on, sorry, excuse me. All three men back up. All three challengers, to be exact. And thankfully for them, because If the count would have gotten to 10, then Simmons would have retained automatically. And just as I theorized, Simmons, nowhere to be seen. He took the brunt of that impact. I think right now we're in the 9th inning, we're in the 4th quarter, we're in the 2nd and final half. Now we're late, this is stoppage time. All 4 men are depleted, all 4 men are tired. Who has that one little bit of brilliance remaining? Here comes Brandon Bands, out of the way goes DeReese, a super kick, might have kicked Bands' head clean off, a spine buster coming in from Lena. Lena drapes himself on the cover, hooks the leg and almost enough. I don't think DeReese could have kicked out of that. Too much weight on his shoulders, the leg hook, too much damage taken. Thankfully for him, Bands was right at the scene. And thankfully also for Bands, his championship dreams have not waned. Falcon's arrow. Is it the first title win for Bands? Here comes DeReese. Again, this is why all those short moments of clarity are so pivotal. That's why they're so important. DeReese trying to lift up Bands. Oh, Bands creates the separation, gets that. Enziguri. Brandon Bands could have him exactly where he wants him, going for that PK instead. It's DeReese gets the cutter! A cutter from DeReese! On the 3rd time of asking. Dialing up, 0-1, 2-1. Man like DeReese, the lyrical dragon, looking to spread his wings. And he ain't waxing poetry. He's winning championships. No, here comes Simmons. Simmons pulls him out of the way. Simmons pulls him completely out of the way. Simmons, no wasted time, no wasted motion. Pile driver from Jurn Simmons onto the cover. The title retained by a dominant champion. And a cacophony of boos coming in here in Breda. But like I said, Simmons is the most dangerous man. He is the major player in this match, and once again, he proves it's not just physical dominance, but it's also his intelligence. Swoops in like an eagle in the most pivotal moment, and he retains that PWH Heavyweight Championship. And who could possibly dethrone Simmons?
De staat vanavond best wel op het spel. Dus, en misschien verwacht je positief. Als jij de ballen hebt, maken we vanavond een no DQ match. Maar wat ik niet ga doen, is hier met jou een beetje rollen. En dat zijn we zien bij jou. Wij weten allebei dat het niet zo lekker gaat met je knietjes, met de rug. Deze keer geen shortcuts. Alles of niks. Als er iets is wat ik de afgelopen 24 jaar van deze mijn carrière, is dat Tengkwa de grootste fucking bal in de Nederland was voor de stad.
There we go. The bell rings for possibly the biggest match in the history of the Netherlands. Definitely in the argument for one of the biggest. At the end of this match, there's going to be an end to an era when it comes to Dutch wrestling. Some matches aren't just about winning and losing. Some matches are about legacy, about sacrifice, and about everything that you've built. All the struggle, all the strife, the travel, the sacrifice, all the missed occasions to pursue your passion. That's exactly what these two men have done for so long, and you can see already in the beginning of this match, these two men are very familiar with each other. Tengkwa and Emil Satoci are two men who have faced each other for the entire modern era of Dutch wrestling as we know it. Career versus career. This match is going to have implications going forwards. Satoci, ever the arrogant individual that he is, but he has reason to be arrogant with the career that he's put behind him thus far. And thus far is the key word here. If Satoci loses, it'll be the end of that career. But the same thing goes for Tengkwa. Wonderfully done there by Tengkwa. I mean, Satoci, since 2001. He's been around, he's been active, and he grew into one of the most respected Dutch wrestlers of all time. He's not only held gold in the Netherlands, but also all over. Satoci now kicks Tengkwa right onto the outside. What a hard landing it was for Tengkwa there. He's been Dutch heavyweight champion and PWH heavyweight champion as Satoci, but internationally as well. WXW, GSW, FCW, all over Europe. Satoci has made a name for himself, even described by the Dutch media as the best wrestler in the Netherlands. For so many years, Satoci has represented. Goodness, here comes Tengkwa right back. Before I could even finish my statement, that tells you just the level that these two will go to protect their legacies, to protect their careers. For so many years, he's represented experience, intelligence, and a career that he's built for himself as Satoci has gained respect beyond the Dutch borders, and ever so fitting that this career versus career match is a no DQ. Hold on, look at Satoci. Oh, you're ripping at the mask of Tengkwa. The biggest insult you could give a masked wrestler. You could give a luchador. You see there, Lemstra and Julia standing to the side. They know better than to get involved here. They know that this match is too big, too important. They have to leave it to Tengkwa and Satoshi. But I mean, I've talked ad nauseum about Satoshi already, but Tengkwa himself, a true pioneer of Dutch wrestling. As Satoshi flies across into the crowd. And I'll say this, good luck getting this match back under control. For so long, Satoshi has been a representation of class, but clearly a lot changes over the years as arrogance grows, as Satoshi now in control of Tengkwa. Tengkwa sent into the barricade, instead countered. Oh, flies through, shotgun through that barricade. Almost takes out Lemstra. And Tengkwa, he's familiar with high pressure situations. If so many pioneers of Dutch wrestling, Tengkwa might be the definition of Dutch wrestling. He goes rib first right onto that barricade. 2002, he started, made his debut at a young age in 2003. And then he proceeded to break through on the European scene. It's now Tengkwa being tossed under a trash can by Satoshi. Oh, now Tengkwa has grabbed a whole barricade. Tengkwa's grabbed the whole barricade. There's not been a second of peace between these two. They'll tell you just to what lengths these two are going to go to protect their careers. Satoshi sent in. Hold on. Tengkwa countered. Oh, goodness. That barricade has been destroyed. That is metal. That is steel. That is just broken under the weight of a human body. How do you recover from a crash like that? Look at that barricade. It ain't blocking nothing no more. Satoshi carrying Tengkwa. Throws him right head first into that garbage bin again. And I talked about Tengkwa and what he means to the Dutch scene. I mean, Tengkwa has trained and mentored nearly every Dutch talent that's come out over the last 20 years. He's been a teacher to more names than you could possibly name. And it all started back in 2006 when, together with Tommy End, he helped lay the foundation for the future of Dutch wrestling by founding the PWH Academy. Hold on, Tengkwa! And that's exactly that style that Tengkwa brings. Such a creative mind in any situation you put him in. He'll find a new angle to attack you from. And we know what Tommy End went on to do as Aleister Black or Malachi Black. We know the career he laid for himself, not just in Europe, but all over the world. Tengkwa stayed here, held the fort, made sure that the future generation, the modern generation of Dutch wrestling, continues to develop. But he's not just a mentor. He's a decorated champion in his own right. Multiple-time PWH heavyweight champion. Held that title for 406 days in a single reign. God! Satoshi has just slammed Tengkwa onto that metal ramp. And there is method. There is a reason behind me listing all of this. And we all know this is a career versus career match. Dutch wrestling, regardless of the winner, and regardless of your feelings or your attitude towards either man here, is going to lose one of its its founding pillars. And you can see Satoshi from his mindset, from the way he's attacking Tengkwa here. I think in his mind, he'll do anything to make sure it's not his career that ends. You see him pulling at the, trying to rip Tengkwa's mask off. Julia trying to somehow get in between. Trying not to directly get involved, but trying to somehow beat some sense into Satoshi, because that's her coach, that's her mentor, that's the man that opened the door to her. And you see there, Satoshi now goading Julia before he pushes her right off that apron. Tengkwa, I'll say this, he showed flashes, he's had moments of brilliance thus far, but Satoshi has been dominant throughout this match. And I mean, Satoshi laid down the challenge, got under Tengkwa's skin to turn this match into a no DQ match. This has been Satoshi's game plan all along, his strategy all along, and it relied on him being able to take Tengkwa to the outside, to take him apart. The untamable Satoshi has been in complete control thus far for the majority of this match, and now he's working over the arm of Tengkwa. Satoshi now still working over that arm, still taking him down, and again you see him getting right on top of Tengkwa there. And again, ripping at that mask. That mask has been the symbol of not just Tengkwa's career, but it's been a symbol for not just Dutch wrestlers, but Dutch fans. And I think that's almost something that Satoshi relishes in. The fact that he knows if he beats Tengkwa, he'll prove that he is the number one. Here in the Dutch scene, he will prove that he is the greater figure. Goes for that split-legged moonsault. The knees come up from Tengkwa. Tengkwa, however, won't let his legacy die so quickly. Tengkwa is not going to fade away. You roll with the punches. You ride the waves. And it looks like Satoshi is the surfboard. But you got to ask yourself, Tengkwa's arm has taken quite a lot of punishment. Was that a smart idea? He had to put a lot of pressure on that arm as well to make sure he keeps Satoshi pulled up in that surfboard. He might have done damage to his arm himself as well as that gutbuster takes him down. Satoshi climbing up to the top. Emil Satoshi. A clothesline all across the ring. An elbow to the heart. Will it break the heart of the Dutch faithful? No, the kick out. See there, Satoshi, that frustration starting to build. Satoshi grabbing Tengkwa. So fitting here, 20-year anniversary of Pro Wrestling Holland. That one of its pillars would fall to the wayside. Satoshi, this time, again going for that splash. Instead, Tengkwa moves out of the way. Tengkwa with one arm, with one good arm, going at Satoshi, and you see that little bit of desperation in his body language. Finds that suplex. Tengkwa keeping himself fueled. Tengkwa pushing on. Hold on a sec. What the hell are those clowns doing? That's Fox. That's Joel Fox. That's the safe space. That's Romeo and that damn Mendelson. Well, Lemster and Julia had the self-respect not to get involved. Well, those three clowns don't. Here comes Tank. And I said, Tank won't forget what happened earlier in the night just so easily. Tank cleans house. And those damn clowns got involved in the key moment. That could have been the moment for Tengkwa to get on top of things, to put an end to this match, to save his own career. Instead, Satoshi was able to, is it over? No, a kick out from Tengkwa. Oh, Satoshi almost came up with the most mean, the most vicious and poisonous of surprises there. Had the match ended that way, that would have tainted so much as Satoshi. Oh, he was looking for it, but Tengkwa counters, gets a DDT. Oh, hold on, Tengkwa again. What? Well, that person with a Tengkwa mask, who the hell? Damn it, once again. Well, Satoshi's up to all his dirty tricks. Satoshi is up to all of his dirty tricks. Turning it into a no DQ match wasn't enough. Satoshi is doing his damnness to make sure that Tengkwa's career, that his legacy ends here. Spanish Fly. Not like this. Thank God a kick out. Thank God a kick out from Tengkwa. All of these nasty surprises. Hold on, Satoshi again. Satoshi has just unmasked Tengkwa. His obsession with humiliating Tengkwa on the way out. He's just unmasked Tengkwa. What a disgusting display. Tengkwa hiding his face. The biggest insult you could deliver to a luchador. Tengkwa can't even fight back because he can't take his hands off his face. Tengkwa is caught into that tombstone. Nowhere to go. The cover. Is it? Oh, a kick out! A kick out! And Satoshi's frustration has just boiled over. Now this is a joke. This is a joke. But finally, Julia and Lemstra, they kept out of this for as long as they could. They made sure to stay out of this for as long as possible. But now, enough is enough. All of Satoshi's dirty tricks, he deserves everything that's coming to him. And Julia has just gotten another mask. She's given Tengkwa a second mask, and now she flies across, taking out Satoshi. And Tengkwa galvanized. Tengkwa fired up. Tengkwa from the top. A crossbody. A cover. A cover. A cover. Tengkwa's won. Tengkwa's won. Tengkwa's career goes on. Satochi's ends. Satochi's ends. Every dirty trick, every crooked decision, every cheap trick. But in the end, it wasn't enough. In this battle of Dutch pillars, Tengkwa, through a little help from his trainees, from those who look up at him, those who respect him as a teacher, they prevail. You see that celebration here at Pier 15. One of the men that built this scene, the modern Dutch scene as we know it, his career lives on. And Satochi, after this point, untamable, nevermore. Two men who have given their bodies, their souls, and years off their lives to this sport, to this very scene. And after tonight, for Satochi, the curtain falls for good. And in spite of all his actions, there's a tinge of sadness about knowing that we've just seen Emil Satochi wrestle his final match.
Is het een van de beste fucking worstelaars in Nederland ooit gezien? Zeker. 24 jaar geleden gewonnen. FC Wrestling Black, like a fanboy Tengkwa, super black singer, looks at deze man, deze man van op jonge leeftijd. Wat wij doen is best wel gek. Dat besef ik ook wel, het is niet heel standaard. En als je voor het eerst ziet, denk je, waarom doen ze dit? Toen ik het voor het eerst zag, was ik 3 jaar oud. En toen wist ik, dit wil ik ook. En terwijl iedereen ging voetballen of wat dingen doen, zei ik wil later worstelaar worden. En er werd gezegd, je bent te klein, je bent 70 kilo, ze willen geen Nederland in Amerika. En ik zei, dat maakt niet uit, ik ga het toch proberen. En ik ben een aantal keer zo dichtbij geweest bij een WWE-contract. Ik heb zelfs een wedstrijd mogen doen en ik heb blijven worden buiten mogen lopen. Ik heb met grootheden erin gestaan. Maar we moeten eerlijk zijn, het is me niet gelukt. Het doel dat ik had, heb ik niet gehaald. En ja, ik heb het gewoon even over mijn voetje iets te kennen. Ik heb niet echt een hekel aan jullie allemaal. Ook niet aan jullie. Ik ben trots dat ik een worstelaar ben geworden. En ik ben trots dat jullie allemaal dezelfde keuze durven te maken. Kijk, ik was er niet. Maar het is een kwestie van tijd voordat deze groep gepassioneerde mensen wel internationaal superster op staat. Dus blijf doen wat jullie doen. Zeg je van niemand iets aan. Want vroeg of laat gaat het niet flikken. En dan ga ik het jammer doen. En ik ben helemaal niet zielig. Ik heb een fantastische carrière buiten de wereld. En misschien wel het belangrijkste, ik heb tegenwoordig een zoontje van 1,5. Of dat Maximus, dat past wel heet Maximus, maar ik wist al Maximus van mijn vrouw. En sinds 2 weken heb ik een prachtige kleine dochter erbij gemaakt, Nora. En ik heb een vrouw thuis gesteund. Ze is vandaag jarig, maar ze niet mij mee doen. Jullie allemaal bedankt dat jullie het leuk vonden om te komen kijken. Ik heb stiekem net zo van jullie genoten als ik hoop jullie van mij. Kenzo. Mooi. Tom. Auker. En laatst wil ik zeggen, de wedstrijd waar ik misschien wel het meest trots op ben, die hebben wij gedaan in het tv-programma genaamd Utopia. Het was een Nederlandse wedstrijd op Nederlandse bodem. We konden elkaar in deze even soms door een blik opgeven, maar we hebben wel geflikt, een van de mooiste dingen. En de start in deze business heb ik gekregen door deze 3 mannen hier. Zij worstelen, terwijl hij langer dan ik zelfs, en ik ben hier al 20 jaar. Het doet me een beetje pijn, maar dit is het end. Dank jullie wel en blijf genieten van Nederlands worstelen. Breda is de laatste vraag. Willen jullie